If you're looking for a pair of casual golf shoes for this summer, the market is currently flooded with options from every brand. Some of them provide a surprisingly good amount of traction and stability, while others are focused on comfort and looks over on-course performance. Over the last 5 years, I've not really paid much attention to what GFore have to offer. I wasn't hugely familiar with the brand, and their shoes are downright expensive. These MGX2 retail for £165 or $195 US, which means that you could buy 2 pairs of Adidas's rather sexy looking new S2G golf shoes for about the same price. But I didn't pay £165 for these. I didn't even pay £100 for these. I paid £53. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get them for that price as well, how they actually fit, and whether or not you should even consider buying them for yourself in the first place. The looks and design of these shoes could be seen as either a positive or a negative. I managed to get them in one of the more reserved colorways, and I felt comfortable wearing these in all conditions as an everyday dad style trainer. Would you catch me wearing one of their more bold designs casually? Not a chance. If you want something that looks different, well, these could be for you. The majority of the upper is a water repellent stretch knit material. Now this is very comfortable, and as you can see from my waterproof test, the upper didn't let in any water, and it only let in the tiniest amount through the laces too, which is really quite impressive. Now it is just a water repellent material, so I'm not sure actually how long that will last overall, but out of the box, that's pretty impressive. On these versions here, there is some protection around the toe box, and it's actually 2 different materials. So on top, you've got this kind of suede feeling material, and if you look closely, you can actually just see that there's a bit of a hot melt material on it as well underneath. Now that material also surrounds part of the laces here, and is also towards the back on this section as well. You can see that there's also some pretty aggressive stitching on that rear, which is keeping these 2 separate materials together from the front and the back. At the rear of the shoe, this is actually now a molded foam material instead. You can see that it is very flexible, which means it is nice and comfortable to wear, but isn't doing a great deal in terms of stability or actually even just keeping your foot in the shoe. I can easily slip these shoes off without even undoing the laces. Now I found that I had to tie a runner's knot on the lace as well, just to give that extra bit of locking at the heel, because these shoes aren't really doing much for you. There's not a huge amount of padding on that heel cup, but it's soft enough and flexible enough that doesn't really matter. It is still nice and comfortable. You can see as well that it's got this kind of textured pattern all the way around it as well to add some extra flair to this shoe. You can see that it is a chunky midsole foam, and on this specific version, you've actually got a little bit of a color change going from the black at the top down to a gray and then down to a white at the bottom of the foam. The Arrow logo on these shoes is on both sides, and you can see that it's using this reflective paint. Although I am pretty disappointed that it's already started to wear away, even just from a few weeks of regular casual use. I've not put these shoes through the harshest of tests, I've just worn them to and from work a few times. But what are they actually like to wear? Well, I've got to say, these are some seriously comfortable trainers. The generous amount of midsole foam combined with GFore's uniquely pimpled insole means that you are getting a seriously soft ride underfoot. To give you some context, these feel like they are giving the Adidas Ultra Boost golf shoes a serious run for their money, and they are crazy soft underfoot. These are knocking spots off anything Nike are currently offering in their casual trainer golf range. Now, if you've not tried this insole before, it might feel a little bit off at first, but I love the little massage my feet get every time I walk in these shoes. The mesh upper is nice and comfortable too. There's not a huge amount of stretch, but there's certainly enough to mean that they are very pleasant to wear. When you combine that with the nice soft outsole, as well as the very comfortable, albeit very flimsy heel cup, you are getting a very comfortable shoe that is nice to wear all day. The counter to all this comfort is that you're not getting much by the way of stability. As I said, I can easily kick my feet out of these shoes without having to untie the laces, and you can see the amount of twist and flex that you are getting from this outsole. It's not great. When it comes to supporting your foot out on the golf course, that's just far from ideal. but that's what you sacrifice if you want to have these types of shoes. It can't be a seriously comfortable all day, everyday shoe to wear off of the golf course and be an excellent stable golf shoe on the course. You can't have both at the same time. I found the width pretty much normal, but the length did come up a little small. So if you're usually a 9 in Nike or on a foot measuring device, then I'd suggest going up half a size like I did. Would I wear these shoes on the course to play golf in? Probably not. That's in part due to the fact that I live in the UK, where we only see around 3 days of sunshine a year, and the rest of our days are filled with varying degrees of rain. The rubber outsole on these shoes isn't particularly aggressive, and it can't be if it needs to work for everyday use off the course. But if you only want to use this shoe at the range or on a very dry course, I think there's going to be enough traction for most. As I mentioned before, these aren't offering you much in the way of support. If you want to show me some support, then please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. And if you need stability and support in your shoes, they'll probably be perfectly acceptable for many golfers who aren't that bothered about having a massively stable golf shoe. I've reviewed far worse, I'm looking at you Nike Rochers, but compared to a performance golf shoe, well, there simply is no comparison. So how do you buy these shoes for over 60% off? Well, first of all, you need to sign up to my monthly Golf Deals newsletter, link in the description below, because that's the type of deal that I share in that regular email. Every now and again, GFore offer out some pretty hefty discounts, and in January, they sent me a code for an additional 20% off all sale items, which is how I ended up picking these up for just under £55. At a ridiculously discounted price, so long as you're happy with the overall design, these are some seriously comfortable trainers that just happen to have enough grip on the bottom so that you could play some golf in them if you needed. At full price, I'm not so sure. There's a few signs of wear and tear already that I'm not overly happy with, and I don't think that the rubber outsole is going to remain intact for long enough to use them on the course if I keep wearing them every day off of the course. I'm just going to wear them down. If you like the look and you can justify the price, then there is a lot to like. I'd say that they're one of the most comfortable pairs of casual golf shoes that you can currently buy, but you are paying for that privilege. Personally, I prefer to spend my money on a more stable pair of golf shoes or a pair of trainers that look better with a pair of jeans. If you're still not sure whether these are the right casual golf shoes for you, then check out my full review of one of this shoe's main competitors, the Adidas Ultra Boost Golf. Or you could check out my review of the GFore Gallavanters right here.